Now, when our next guest was with us last, she was about to fulfill a lifetime ambition of recording an album of her favourite Irish songs. That album is now in the can. In fact, it was released earlier today, so we're delighted to welcome her back with Paddy's Lament. Will you welcome, please, Sinead O'Connor and friends.
Well, it's by the hush me boys, and that's to mind your noise, and listen to poor Paddy's sad narration. I was by hunger stressed, and in poverty distressed, so I took a thought I'd leave the Irish nation. Well, I sold me horse and cow, my little pig and sow, my father's farm of land. I then departed, and me sweetheart bid me gee. I'm afraid I'll never see, for I left her there that morning broken hearted. Hear ye, boys, now take my advice. To America I'll have yous not be coming. There is nothing here but war, where the murdering cannons roar, and I wish I was at home in dear old Dublin. Well, myself and 100 more to America sailed o'er, our fortunes to be making. We were thinking, when we got to Yankee land, they put guns into our hands, saying, Paddy, you must go and fight for Lincoln. Hear ye, boys, now take my advice. To America I'll have yous not be coming. There is nothing here but war, where the murdering cannons roar, and I wish I was at home in dear old Dublin. General Marr to us he said, if you get shot or lose your head, every mother's son of yous will get a pension. Well, in the war I lost me leg, and all I've now is a wooden peg. By my soul it is the truth, to you I mention. Hear ye, boys, now take my advice. To America I'll have yous not be coming. There is nothing here but war, where the murdering cannons roar, and I wish I was at home in dear old Dublin. Well, I think myself in luck if I get fed on Injun book, and old Ireland is a country I delight in. To the devil I would say, God curse America, for in truth I've had enough of their hard fighting. Hear ye, boys, now take my advice. To America wish I was at home in dear old Dublin.
Hi, Sinéad, very welcome. Good to see you again. The new album, out today, Sean Nos Nua.
Yeah.
I was very surprised with the last time we were speaking when you told me you were going to do this. I mean, I thought it would be maybe a rocked up version of these things, but it's kind of true to the tradition.
I guess it's kind of half and half. Obviously, it's not really Sean Nos at all because there's nothing there that's just vocal on its own.
Yeah.
But it's, I guess it was supposed to talk about the kind of half and half thing where I wanted half the record to be quite traditional and the other half to be quite, kind of messed up, or somehow to drag the songs a little into the kind of 21st century, which obviously they apply anyway to this kind of century. But you kind of have to be quite subtle with these songs. You can't actually,
Can't
change.
mutilate them too much.
Yeah, there's only a certain amount of stuff that you can do on them before you lose the ghosts. What I love about these songs is they all have very powerful ghosts in them, you know what I mean? They have these spirits who were real people who have something to say from centuries ago to us now, But because they're spirits, you have to be very subtle about what you put around them. So, like, say, for example, on this song, we tried kind of loading on drums and stuff like that, but you just lost the ghost of the person kind of speaking, you know what I mean? So in the end, we didn't maybe mess it up as much as we might
Intended
have.
to.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So.
Yeah, where'd you get the songs? I mean, were they songs you genuinely heard as a kid, most of them?
4 of them I knew since I was a kid. Molly Malone, obviously, which I learned from my father when I was very small, and I'll Tell Me Ma, and obviously Oro Shida Vahawala and Bodji Nailami I learned at school.
A lot of people, though, don't have pleasant memories of learning those songs
Well,
at school,
exactly. Well, those are the songs that we messed with most, actually, the Irish language songs. We put them together with... I've been dying for a long time to make a record that mixed up Jamaican dancehall and roots reggae sounds with the traditional Irish sounds, and it works amazingly. So with those 2 songs, that's what we did. We mixed them up with Jamaican and kind of roots sounds, and they sound dead sexy.
Is this in any way a sort of didactic record? Are you trying to tell us something in this record, or is it a purely personal choice?
What does didactic mean?
You're trying to lecture us about something.
No, God, not at all, no.
Are there any messages in the songs?
Well, for me, I think there are, but I think the songs are the ones that do the talking. It's not really about what I might have to say about, anything in particular, but the songs are very, very powerful, yeah, and I do believe that they are spirits who have a lot to say for us in our, lifetime now. For example, I think that song, Paddy's Lament, has quite a lot to say about
Yeah.
it.
I mean, the lyrics of that about going to America and, being press ganged into the Yankee army and doing Lincoln's business, which was about the liberation of people from slavery. But still, it was all about the loud cannons roar. Someone else's war,
Do you know what I mean? So, and it's also the kind of sometimes maybe, I think what's important with these songs is sometimes the subtext. They're very like the Psalms to me in that way, in that it's often not exactly the words which they're about, but it's actually the subtext, if you like. So I guess, say, what I like about a song like that, for example, it's an anti-war song, but it doesn't make any judgments of anyone for wanting to go to war. But it's also an anti-materialism song that he talks about how he left the country because of poverty. He went after material goods, and the consequences of that were that he lost his soul and half his leg.
Well, he paid the price too.
So,
didn't he?
it's not just such an anti-war song, but the subtext is also, it warns you about running away from yourself, running away from your, culture, if you like, or your soul.
And sometimes the effects of those songs may not have been intended by the people who wrote them.
Well, indeed, but then I think I believe something different. Obviously, I can never meet, sadly, the people that wrote any of those songs, but I'd love to. But to sing them, often you have to kind of operate almost as a medium in some ways. You move your own personality aside, and you allow the kind of ghost to come up through you, And I actually think those people were very clever crafts people who wrote these kind of songs, and the standards of song, the calibre of songwriting that's come out of Ireland in the past is one of the major reasons I wanted to make this record, because a lot of younger people don't think this music is cool, you know what I mean? It's not very cool to listen to this stuff. Consequently, songwriters are now not necessarily living up to the calibre that's been set by people before, but I do believe that these people did know what the messages that they were giving, and that they would continue to give these messages as spirits for, hundreds.